Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony's This Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Came out live replays for today's card. And on today's show, a picture here from the NBA. Got looks like a 7-game card here from the association. College basketball continues here with big conference and small conference play. Of course, conference tournaments still in action here in this first week of conference tournament action. Also picks from the NHL. And at the end of the show, we'll have a parlay pick segment where our cappers will give out a parlay or a player prop. They'll make the call here. And guys, make sure you hit that like, that subscribe with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tony This Morning Show. Also 5 live shows over our channel. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe. We'll say hello here to Al Ninos, and we'll get ready to roll here on the show for today. Al, what's going on?
Yeah, doing all right. Coming off a 1-0 day, so just trying to keep it rolling into the weekend. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing good. Well, doing good. The performance wasn't so good yesterday. I couldn't find a winner yesterday, so we'll look to bounce back from that here, and we'll get to the show here with the games. So yeah, kind of a interesting day from the NBA from the results yesterday. Lakers, man, couldn't get that 3-pointer from Luka to cover that number. It went off I should have made Detroit fading Detroit against good teams. I should have went with Spurs yesterday, but didn't do it. Didn't fire in that one, but we'll look to get it rolling here. Of course, interesting results from the NBA as well as college hoops from yesterday's card. All right, let's get to today here, guys. Just a reminder, you're getting our free plays. If you click the link in the description, that'll take you to our premium plays over at tonys2.com. Leaderboard showcase the top performers. You see leaderboards, guys like Al Ninos here having a great year in 2026. So let's get to the action for today's card, and we'll get rolling here with the show. NBA, we'll do it in 2 blocks. First block will be 4 games. Start with Heat and Hornets. We see Miami here are going to be dogs here. Charlotte laying 7.5, total 230. Mavericks and Celtics. It's Boston, 15-point favorites, total 224. Trailblazers and Rockets. We got the Rockets here laying 6.5, total 220. Pelicans and Suns. It's the Suns laying 6, total 226. It's not a situational capping here where we got teams that are on back-to-backs facing teams that have rest. So we'll see how this one rolls for today. Here's Mavericks and Celtics. We got Bagley and Williams. Question for Dallas. Jason Tatum is questionable. They're pointing for Jason Tatum to come back here from that torn Achilles.
I think he's more probable than questionable, too.
Yeah, that might be the case here. The fastest player to return from a torn Achilles was Wes Matthews, 7.7 months, and then followed by Kobe with 8 months. The old Dominique Wilkins, probably before Al Ninos' time, he came back 9 months after an Achilles. So we'll see how he does it here. Heat and Hornets, we've got Powell and Rozier out. Fontecchio and Jovic here are questionable. Saloon here is out here for the Charlotte Hornets. And then we go over to Portland, Houston. We've got Sharp out. Avia is doubtful. Murray here will be questionable. On the Houston side, no Van Fleet, no Tate. Finney Smith here is probable. And in the game between the Pelicans and the Suns, we've got Murray probable. Brooks, Goodwin, and Williams here are out. So we'll start it off with Al Ninos.
Yeah, just taking a quick look at one last thing. All right. First up, I think Tatum actually gets the green light in this one. I mean, how much for green light? Maybe more for yellow light, I guess. I don't expect him to get much playing time in this one, but should be good to see him back out there, see what he can do, how much he can contribute to his team. All that being said, I think it's way too many points the Celtics are laying. If you like the Celtics, I'd rather take them to win both halves, but I kind of like the Mavs to keep it within the 2 touchdowns there. So I'll take the points with the Mavericks. Heat, Hornets, tough matchup here against one of the hottest teams in the league. The Hornets have been playing some great basketball. But again, I wouldn't go laying this many points with them just yet here against a team that's been playing well as well, and that's what I was just checking now. They are on the back-to-back, but got off to a big lead and didn't really play their starters heavy minutes there. So expect them to be fresh enough to keep it within the 2 possessions there. I'll take the points with the Heat. And the last one was the Suns-Pelicans. Yeah, I actually like the Pelicans. I'm not the Pelicans, sorry. let's see if my subconscious beats me again. But I like the Suns here. I'll lay the points with them. Both teams on the back-to-back here, but at home, just think they're the better team. It's getting right there. I wouldn't lay much more than 6 points, but at this number, I'll lay it with the Suns here.
Here we go here from Al Nino saying what I think here about some of these games. I'm going to stick with under with Boston. They play at the slowest pace. Tatum come out from an Achilles. I don't see them trying to speed up the pace. Dallas, the team that's looking to tank. So, I think the strategy will be when you're facing and it sounds a little cruel, but hey, this is the way sports works. You would want to go fast when Tatum's on the court, right? But I think since Dallas is tanking, I don't think they would welcome a slow pace, right? Because they want to lose games. I'm going to go under the total. I think this will be a Celtics pace, slowest pace in the league, and I think they'll continue, especially with Tatum back here coming off an injury. You don't want to run here. We look here. Celtics have gone under in 5 of 6. We know they're playing a very, very good defense. Mavericks gone under in 4 straight. Poor shooting here for Dallas. They're not hitting their threes, and we know it's the defense here that's been really good for this Boston team. Under for me there. Heat and the Hornets, give me the over. These are two teams putting up some points here over the past 2 weeks. 123 a game for Miami, 121.5 for Charlotte. We know Charlotte is in blazing form right now from 3-point distance and overall. Heat has been shooting the ball pretty well over the last 2 weeks, 49%. Heat have gone over in 4 of 6. It's good shooting. Even with Norm Powell out, they're getting there. They're getting their numbers up. Like the over in that one. Portland and Houston, this is one of those spots where you got a team with the rest. Give me the rest of the team with Portland against Houston. Didn't like the way Houston looked yesterday. Rockets failed to cover 3 straight with poor defense and disadvantage here for the rest situation. So I'll take Portland there. The Pelicans, both teams in back-to-backs. I just trust the Pelicans more than the Suns trying to cover numbers, right? Pelicans in the past 2 weeks have shot 47% overall, defending 3-point line pretty good. I'll look at taking the points there with the Pelicans. Pelicans, remember, they do not have a first-round pick, so this team is not tanking. All right, let's continue here on the Tony S'mores Show. Move on over to NBA to close it out here with these final 3. The word now coming out for Tatum, expected to play. So that's the word there with Tatum. There, no doubt, would be a minutes restriction. We go here to Knicks and Nuggets. The Knicks 1.5 with rest. Total sits here at 230. Clippers and Spurs. The Clippers with rest are dogs. Spurs here laying 7. Pacers and Lakers. Pacers have the rest. Lakers here, the back-to-back team. That 10s are gone. It's coming down to 9.5 and 9. Total sits here at 236.5, up from 235. We'll look at the injury report here from these final 3 games on the card. And here in the final 3, in the Knicks and Denver Nuggets, we got McBride out, Hart questionable. For Denver, it will be Watson out, and then Gordon, Johnson, and Jones questionable. We go to the Clippers and Spurs. Collins and Garland are out for the Clippers. We're seeing Garland contributing for them. But Bennedict Mathurin has been a surprise off the bench for them. For the Spurs, Barnes and Plumlee questionable. Ingram here is probable. And your late night game, Pacers and Lakers. Zubac still out for the Pacers. Got booed in the Clipper game. Did you see that? He got booed. He wasn't happy with it. I was just laughing. He laughed it off. Nembhard, Smith, and Siakam here are probable. For the Lakers, it's Ayton, James, and Kleber questionable here. Boy, this Laker team, they can't lose that 60. That would be horrible if they did, but we'll see what happens here. We'll start with El Ninos.
Yeah, love this spot for the Knicks, and I'd still lean that way no matter who ends up playing, but may not love this spot as much as I should if Cam Johnson and Aaron Gordon come back for the Nuggets here. So I'd wait on that before placing my bet. It has moved through 0 already, so again, that's not something that happens lightly, and especially with these guys being upgraded to questionable, it is quite a big move here on the Knicks. So I kind of like the Knicks there. We'll wait for the injury report there before firing. Maybe a good game to try to find some good numbers on the live bet. Should there be some back and forth there in this one. So still, again, if I had to make a play now, it'd be on the Knicks. Yeah, Lakers, Pacers, that's a lot of points. Again, is it enough points, though, for me to get on the Pacers? I'm not quite sure about that. Maybe another Lakers over here. Looks like the Pacers a lot of probables there on the injury report. So I think they have enough here to score enough and get us over this number. And Spurs Clippers. Ooh, interesting matchup here. Yeah, I'd probably want Garland on the court there. If I were to back the Clippers, I'd probably take a shot on the Spurs there to win both halves. Should get some decent plus money on that as well. I'm seeing it at plus 165, so I think that's worth a little shot.
Yeah, we go from Al Nino's here. Tell you what I think here about some of these games here. I'm going to go Denver. They had 2 days of rest prior to the start of this back-to-back. It didn't look like it was like they had a blistering pace. Matter of fact, the game stayed under in that one. I'll look for Denver to pick them here. Now they've had losing records coming off the break though, but they had a tough schedule. But I'll look here at this Nuggets team to get it done. Yeah, I'm going to take the points here with the Clippers. 7.5's a lot of points, especially with the Clippers' renowned form where they're kind of a little more focused on defense now. That Clippers have covered 8 of 9. The defense has really improved there. I guess getting the veterans out of there and Chris Paul and Harden, we've seen the defense improve dramatically with this Clippers team. Although we know how good San Antonio is, but again, we're not betting against them winning. We're just betting on the Clippers to cover those 2 possessions games. Maybe we'll get a 5 or a 6 game decision, and you win no matter who wins. When you're taking 7.5 points, so I'll look at Clippers there.
Speaking of which, also sorry, Tony, to cut you off, but kind of like the under in that one. Speaking of that defense, and the Spurs also been trending to the under all season long, so kind of like an under in that one as well.
Wouldn't argue that one at all. Yeah, with these teams that are fine tuning for the playoffs. But one thing I will not do when you say Pacers, I say over over the total here. In that
yeah, I'm talking Spurs Clippers. Yeah, I like the over in that Pacers.
I know that. I know. I was just kind of playing the LA one. I like 1 under, 1 over. I like over. Pacers have gone over in 7 of 9. The defense is bad. You look at these second halves with these Pacers games. My goodness, they're just playing terribly. Again, no one can tank like Rick Carlisle. He knows exactly how to do it. Gets away with it. This Pacers team 0-7 since the break. They've gone like we talked about over in 9 of 7. Lakers 9-6 to the over at home against losing teams. So when there's not a whole lot of resistance defensively against teams, the Lakers go over. So I know it's back to back, but they won't not have to work hard for their shots here. So I'll look here, and they'll have some open looks, no doubt. And there's not a whole lot of game planning going on when you are trying to lose games. So I'll look for the Lakers to have their way. We've seen them do that, right, against some of the bad teams, just bully them and put up a lot of points. I think we'll see that here in this one. All right, though, here on the Hoiks Morning Show. Good morning, everyone out there. To Bo Dunn. See how you're doing, Bo. Seen some of your videos up there. Check out the YouTube channel. Bo puts up some on-demand stuff. Bo will be also part. Matter of fact, we're going to relaunch the drive-through here next week, and Bo's part of it. I will put in there. We're going to do a pick, and then in and out. That's the drive-through. The guys will spend no more than 5 minutes per capper. We have a lot of them signing up, so bringing that one back again. Yeah, Lucas should have a great night there. Yep, no doubt about that. SD coming in already with this college. For a good transition here to college basketball. We'll find out. We'll find out if Miami, Ohio is safe. It hasn't been safe of late. It hasn't been safe of late. I'll tell you that right now. All right, let's continue here on Hoiks Morning Show. We'll go on over to college hoops for today. We got early starts today, and we got late starts today. So what we'll do here, actually, let me get my time slots here. My line service doesn't save my time settings for some reason So we had some Bellarmine. We got those ASUN early starts as well. So what we'll do here, we'll break it in 2. In block 1, we'll go to – all right, in block 1, we'll cover the noon Eastern, and we'll also cover all the way to the 7 Eastern games. So the games here that are 8 Eastern time and later, we'll cover that in block 2. So let me fix that here real quick. Okay, so we'll go to 7:30 Eastern. 7:30 Eastern. For block 1, noon Eastern include the 7:30 Eastern, 8 Eastern, and later will be in block 2. We start here with Al Nino's.
All right. So sorry, what was the cutoff again, Tony? So I was checking.
7:30 Eastern.
7:30 Eastern. All right. So first up, early one here at 2:30. I got Lipscomb over Florida Gulf Coast, laying over a possession here, but they should get it done. They've been shooting the ball real well from deep, playing the better defense, pretty much putting the better numbers up across the board. Just got to box out, and they should be good here. They won the previous meeting by 15. So again, we're not asking them to cover a huge number here. They've been the better team all season long. Lay it there. I like Murray State here, laying a smaller number over UIC. Again, we're getting the better team, another team that shoots real well, and not playing the best defense in the world here, but still think they're the better team overall. Again, won the previous meeting, not that big, but they did win that one by 7. And again, asking them to win, basically just win this one outright. So I'll lay it there with Murray State. Can even just take them on the money line, I guess. Next up, I got Texas State over Southern Miss here. Again, just going with the better team here, laying a tiny number. Neither team shooting the ball particularly well, but Southern Miss just been horrible from deep. And we are getting the better defense here with Texas State. So I'll lay the small number there. Again, could just go money line. And I like Bowling Green over Eastern Michigan. Just Eastern Michigan having a rough year, and just again getting the better team all around, better defense, putting up the better numbers across the board. Next up, I had Pennsylvania there over Brown. Team that shoots the ball real well from deep, shooting over 38% from deep. Again, not the best defense in the world, but should be good enough to get the job done in this matchup. And last but not least, I had a small lean to VCU there over Dayton. Small dog there. You could take the point. You could take the money line. Either way, I like VCU to get the job done in that one.
There we go. From El Ninos here. Tell me what I think about these games here. I'm going to go ahead and lay in the number here with Harvard. I know these Ivy teams we've already set the 4 teams that are going into the playoff, because in the Ivy League, it's a 14 playoff to get the automatic bid. But again, I guess winning the regular season title can mean something to Harvard here. There's nothing to play for Columbia. They're out of the picture now. They're out of the tournament, so they're just closing out the season. They are not a very good defensive team here in the Ivy, and they turn the ball over and struggles at the free throw line. Harvard number 1 in defensive efficiency in the Ivy. They force turnovers and defend very well. I look at Harvard in this spot. Also, give me the points here with Buffalo. Buffalo, a team that's 4th in effective field goal shooting in the MAC, a team that hits their threes at 38, 54 from 2, make their free throws, and they force turnovers defensively. Toledo, not a very good defensive team in the MAC, giving up 35 from 3, 53 from 2. They don't get to the free throw line offensively in conference. Bulls have covered 3 or 4 with good shooting, and I'll look here at Buffalo plus the points. But as with El Ninos, I'll look at Dayton at this number here. Dayton has been a pretty good shooting form and defensive form as well. This is a VCU team that doesn't force turnovers, and in the A10, and looking here at this Dayton team, a team that's 3rd in defensive efficiency in the A10, defends the 2 and the 3 ball very well. And a good free throw shooting team. And the Flyers have won 6 straight with good shooting. So give me the Flyers. They're in good spots here. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Closing out college basketball with this final block. We'll cover the games here from 8 Eastern, and then we'll go all the way to the late night games to the WCC tournament game at 11:30 Eastern time. We got these late games starting up tonight. Lavin survived another day. San Diego moved on late night in the WCC early tournament action here. So in this block, we covered the 5 Eastern, and we include the 11:30 Eastern games. Let's see some of the notables here. St. John's, Seton Hall is your notable game here. St. John's laying 4 on the road. Totals moved up to 136 from an opener of 133.5. UNLV San Diego State, the Aztecs 10.5 in that game, total 152.5. What else we have here? Other than that, it's going to be a lot of small conference. Oh, Miami, Ohio. Can they close out the regular season holding on to that? Oh, they're going to lay 5.5 on the road against the Bobcats. Those Bobcats can be pesky here. And, of course, we do have the Metro Atlantic games in conference. A lot of conference actions here. Ohio Valley Conference, those games go on late night as well. Southeast Missouri State, Morehead State. It's going to be a late night start out there. That might be 9:30 Eastern local time or 9:30 local time there in that tournament. So we go to El Ninos.
Yeah, just a couple games here. First off, probably the one I like best is, I do like Miami, Ohio to get the job done there. obviously still undefeated coming into this one. Why not finish your season off strong here? Again, just going to ask them to win this one by 2 possessions plus. I know you mentioned there have been a couple close games lately, but I'll lay it there with Miami, Ohio. And then, another one should be a pretty good one there. Only a 5-point game in their last meeting, so I do expect Seton Hall to put up a good fight there. But at the end of the day, I think St. John's comes out and covers this little number for us. So I'll lay with St. John's there in a small lean.
There we go with Alanitos. Say what I think about some of these games. Yeah, I agree with Alanitos. I like St. John's here. This Seton Hall team just can't shoot the basketball. I mean, this is a St. John's team is number 1 in defensive efficiency in the Big East, but Seton Hall last in offensive efficiency, 29 from 3, 46 from 2, 69 at the line. They turn the ball over offensively, weak on the glass defensively. I can only look at St. John's in that spot. Yeah, I think Miami will keep the O, but I don't know if they'll cover the spread here. Ohio can be a pesky team at sometimes, although not their best team, this Ohio team. But at home, at least they shoot the ball well, 48% at home, giving it 44%. I'll look for the Bobcats here to claw their way into this one and keep it close. This UNLV team, I'm going to give me double digits against the San Diego State team. Probably one of the worst teams we've seen in recent years here from San Diego State here. So I'll look here at the UNLV team that's 3rd in effective field goal shooting in the conference, 39% from 3, 54% from 2, and defend the 2-point ball very well. But the San Diego State team, 7th in offensive efficiency. They struggle on the glass. They also struggle from making threes here. And a team that struggles on the glass defensively. Wow, that's the issue there here. This Aztecs team really struggling on the glass, which is surprising because that was one of the things this team was made up that they're not defending here. But this Rebels in good shooting form over last month at 50%, 41% from 3, and the threes aren't falling for the Aztecs here, and they're giving up over 36% from beyond the arc. So I'll look here at UNLV in this spot. Someone asked about Bellarmine. Yeah, I would look at Bellarmine. I know their numbers are, they get the rest here. It's not a back-to-back spot for Bellarmine against Central Arkansas. I would look at Bellarmine's way here, a team that in the A-Sun is number 2 in offensive efficiency. They have their issues defensively, no doubt about that, and it was kind of rough down the stretch for them, but they got that win against Jacksonville, beat Austin Peay at home here. They're on a neutral against Central Arkansas. Yeah, it looks like a lot of points to lay there with Central Arkansas in that spot. And it's from our man here in Austin Peay, Merrimack, Akron. Yeah, Toledo, I okay with that one too. No, I'm taking the points there. All right. There we go. Miami, Ohio. I don't know if this is a money line parlay or this is spread. I don't know what this is. Some of you guys are playing these money line parlays.
Spread's probably not that safe, but anyways, yeah. Best of luck to you.
Oh boy, that's a rough one there. If that's the case with Dylan Brooks.
And is that a parlay or is that just single teamers?
He didn't say. He just said, "Are these teams safe?" I guess he's going to parlay them all because he's asking if they're safe or not. Well, Dylan Brooks broke his hand. He was out for 4 or 5 weeks, so don't see any confirmation on it. We got someone in the chat letting them know what's going on. Scottsdale is that's the nicest part. That's the nicest part of town. At least it's in a good part of town there in Scottsdale. That's the best part of town in the Arizona, in that part of town near Phoenix is Scottsdale. A lot of nice golf courses, a lot of fun there. My money is on the Chubby. All right, I don't know what that means, but there you go. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Sports Show. Turn our attention over to hockey, and in the NHL, what we got here in NHL here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's it? 8 game cards, 7, 8 game cards from hockey. So, Alanias, give us what you got in NHL today.
All right. I got my premium play. Other than that, it's a pretty tricky card, but let's see. I do think there was a couple other spots I liked a little bit here. Avs Stars should be quite the matchup here. And I was starting to look at this one real quick. Now the Stars have won the last couple of meetings. They're coming in here on a 10-game win streak. Could definitely make a case for them, but I'm not going to count the Avs out of this one. Looking for some payback. The last one did go all the way to shootouts in Colorado. Now they are in Dallas for this one. Hard to step in front of the Stars right now, but if I had to make a pick on this game, I'd actually lean towards the Avs here. Let me keep scrolling. I'll take a small shot here on the Ducks. They've been playing some pretty good hockey. did lose one recently, then bounced back against the Islanders, who were playing some great hockey themselves. So I'll take the Ducks to start a little streak again here today, or I guess to build on that last win of theirs. I'll take them almost even money here at home. Next up, Hurricanes, Oilers. Yeah, as much as I like the Oilers here, still not consistent enough for me to back in this matchup. I just think Carolina's been the more consistent team. Should be another great matchup, but I think the Hurricanes get the job done there at the end of the day. Also, looking for a bit of payback. They lost the last couple of meetings as well here. But I think they come out on top of this one here. Again, just a small price on the road here. Tiny favorites on the road. And, yep, they'll wrap it up for me today.
All right, there you go from El Ninos. All right, we got to hockey. Now it's time for our Parlay Purple segment where our cappers give it a parlay, team player prop, game in the future. They'll make the call here. We go back to El.
All right, I'm going to go with the Knicks. I'll go with the Suns, and I'll wrap it up with which one did I like in hockey best? Might have to stick to the NBA. Let's see if I can find the third there in the NBA. So we'll go Knicks, Suns, and we'll go Hurricanes.
There we go from El Nino. So I'll go here with Harvard laying the points. I'll go with the Pelicans taking the points, and I'll go with the Mavericks and Celtics here to go under the total here. A lot of defense and slow the pace even more for Tatum's Achilles. So I like the under in that one. All right, we got you through our Parlay Purple segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. And it's a good week of action, right? A lot of college hoops on the card this weekend. Conference tournaments, as you know, in action here. Also, NBA, we got hockey. And, of course, we're getting closer and closer here to the start of baseball. Of course, if looking over at Tony's Picks, El Ninos has been on top of this leaderboard for the year, doing great work over at Tony's Picks here. It's well over, let me see where we're at here on the leaderboard, well over 1,000 units of profit. Matter of fact, when you click the link in the description, you'll see, El Ninos has been on an absolute tear right now. I'll put the number up here in a second. Is this it here? There we go. El Ninos here, the 1,286 units of profit. That is all documented over at Tony's Picks. Matter of fact, you go to Al's handicapper page, just scroll down. You'll be able to check out all of his plays, all documented there. And with write-ups as well. We post our write-ups to guys after we grade the play, so you can read the entire write-ups as well up there on all cappers profile pages. So Aldinos, what do you got for sale today?
Yeah, so far as I mentioned, just my power play in the NHL. Could get there in the NBA. There's a couple spots I do like quite a bit. Just gonna have to wait on some confirmations or a little more updates, I guess, there. But again, also staying pretty disciplined lately, so might just end up sticking to my power play there. But again, your best way to go is always those long-term 2-for-1 capper passes. Pair me up with your favorite capper and get any Steam play emailed right to you.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Ninos over at Tony's Picks. The guys' power play up there right now. That is profit guaranteed. Most in our profit amount purchase will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guaranteed. Get on board with Al Ninos over at Tony's Picks. Long-term subscription is the way to go. Why don't you try Al in this 3-day All Sports Pass? Get all of his pre and plays for 3 days. You guys like that pass here on the weekend, especially with all the sports overlapping like college basketball, NBA, NHL. Get on board with Al over at Tony's Picks. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. Long-term subscriptions also include late Steam plays. Our member plays are in the system by 11 a.m. Eastern time, but we continue to look for those late winners. And anytime we put a play in between 10 minutes and 2 hours per game time, late Steam, those are emailed right to your inbox using the email you use when you sign up for the service. Late Steam offered at no extra charge here on long-term subscriptions, as well as props as well. Our full prop pick selections is fully automated for the cappers, with the grading as well automated. Make it easier for them to get those plays in and get them to you here on the site. All right, guys, over at Tony's Picks, I have 4 premiums today. I have a best bet from college hoops, also a 3-pack from me with 2 college and 1 NBA here for me. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks and get signed up. All right, guys, with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. time. It is the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Check it out here with us. Appreciate you guys on the channel joining us here today. And just type in Tony's Picks in the search console, and you will find our picks here. And when we hit the Tony's Picks tab, you'll land on our page. Best way to navigate our channel is start at the homepage, because we organize it for you guys, because we have lots of content on the channel, including any live shows you see are up here. 4 live shows on our channel, including the morning show, as well as Ramon with the night move show here at 3 a.m. Eastern time, noon, 3 a.m. Eastern time, midnight Pacific. A complete rundown on all these games here. Happy hour, we're going to see with Rod and Company. That one's 5:15 Eastern time. We have the Look Ahead show with Alessandro. I think he's dealing with pneumonia right now. So we'll hope to have that show back when he comes out of the hospital bed. So waiting back on our man Alessandro, who's under the weather. So he'll be back, and we'll have a Look Ahead show for you guys when he returns. Now that one's midnight Eastern as well as 9 Pacific. Look Ahead show there. Of course, our morning show also archives here. So 4 live shows on our channel. Working on a 5th. Drive-Thru starts relaunches next week, so we'll have 5 live shows on our channel. Daily Dangle, the hockey show, is going to be an on-demand product. So look for those next week on our playlist. On the Daily Dangle will be on demand here for you guys here starting on Monday. So the hockey show will be on demand. Compilation videos from me. Chris's hit list is up there. People are looking for it. And so Chris's hit list is up there right now from NHL. So check it out right there. Of course, we have all of our playlists for you guys here on the channel. And of course, from NBA and college hoops, we got our playlist up there as well. Our man Tom coming in with some plays, really new on the channel. So we're getting him. He's going to work out the kinks, but he's producing content for us here on the Tony Switch YouTube channel. And we'll see him on the drive-thru as well. Tom Regar, one of our newest cappers. You've seen him on the leaderboard. So check out his videos. New to the channel, new to the videos. Like I said, listen, I remember when we all did our first videos. It's a much difference, Leonidas, when you begin until once you become a seasoned vet like you.
Yeah, I think you had to put up with me when I did my first video. So thanks for sticking through it, and yeah, appreciate all the patience and the the knowledge I've gained from you as well. So thanks, Tony.
Oh, appreciate it. El Nino's a good student. Been working with El Nino's a long time. We go back way back to the PNP days. Man, I see this a long time.
Yes, it has been.
You know, but I always said, man, you invest time in people, they'll work out for you, man. That's the way it works. So I've had mentors in my life, and I know what it helps out. It means. So appreciate El Nino's here with us here, and all the cappers here on the show, because we kind of like to bring up some of the newer people in this industry, and that's one thing we like to do here on Tony's Picks. Matter of fact, that was my good friend Mitch. Was one also that liked to do that. We were about the only two that like to bring in the newer cappers into it's very hard to get an opening in this industry. And matter of fact, if you'd like to join us on Tony's Picks, become a handicapper, send us an email to support@tonyspicks.com or go to our website. You'll find an email form there and send us an email if you're interested in joining us here at Tony's Picks handicapper with handicappers here. You also produce content like all of our guys, and appreciate you guys here on the channel. As we talked about all our great content here on the channel, check us out here. Of course, Al Nino's been pretty much a fixture here on these morning shows, and we see you also on the reels.
Yeah, I had a busy couple days there, but good to be back on, and should be on more often again. So keep checking in early, catching this morning show live again. Catch the replay if you can't make it this early, but also tons of great other live shows around the clock, and more pre-recorded videos as well. So go check out all the great content over at Tony's Picks YouTube channel.
That's right, guys. Check us out. You see Al here on our live show morning. And we also create reels from the shows. If you want to watch selected clips from the shows, we put them up on the site as well on our Shorts tab. So check out our Shorts tab for clips from the shows if you like in there, or you can just watch the complete replay if you like. All right, guys, with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Tony's Morning Show. Appreciate everybody in the chat today joining us here on the show. As I said, we're going to relaunch the drive-thru here on Monday, so we'll have a lot of contributions from the cappers. So far, been really good here. I'm trying to get to everybody here, so we'll get to everybody at some point. But I'm working with going back and forth with a lot of people putting the schedule together here. So we'll have a complete, fully produced drive-thru next week, starting Monday. Look forward to that. And we got, of course, appreciate everybody in the chat with us today. Bukhari in there, dropping some news there about our man Dylan Brooks. There, Bo was in there.
Confirmed. Yeah,
confirmed. It's confirmed. Okay. Oh my goodness, not good. Well, Dylan Brooks is going to be out for 5 weeks anyway with that broken hand. But still, that's a tough one.
Not
there.
Quite the vacation he was expecting, I guess. But,
no, but Scottsdale is a nice place out there. Bo, appreciate Bo. We'll see Bo in the mornings here next week. We'll see him also on the drive-thru. He's confirmed on the drive-thru. Cal Dog, always great seeing you here. I hope weather's warming up there in the Chi-Town area. Got another 3 weeks of winter left until we get into spring. So let's hope it gets better here. There, appreciate Bo there. Of course, our man Ron Crawford here. See him on the happy hour with Rod here today. And of course, always appreciate Bo Dunn. Appreciate you. Great to have Bo part of our team here at Tony Speaks YouTube channel. All right, I think we've got everybody from the chat. We're back again tomorrow live 9:30 Eastern. But again, a lot of our live shows coming on here with happy hour 5:15 Eastern time with Ron and Rod and company there. All right, any closing thoughts, Elnias, before we close it out?
Yeah, best of luck and enjoy your weekend, guys.
Have a great weekend, guys. Make it a winning one. We're going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Morning Show.